we keep this up, we're gonna have my vocal cords in some of those ashes that we won't have any here. We grabbed those like a long time ago. Hey, welcome back to more Unicorn Overlord. I'm SlayerMathis, and last time we're doing the same thing. It's a lot of rapport conversations. Elaine and Chloe. Ugh. Well, Your Majesty. Forgive me, Chloe. It was nothing important, I assure you. It certainly didn't sound like nothing. Well, I suppose I just haven't adapted to speak like royalty all the time. Well, this year's I spent Lord through Joseph, I still feel like I barely have anything to show for it. And I can understand why. When I first met you couldn't tell anyone you were actually a prince. I've been talking like anyone else does. I just find it endearing, to be honest. But now I feel like I'm constantly forcing myself to be someone I'm not. And maybe I just need a bit of practice then. That would be great, assuming you're offering, I mean. We can start right now. Say that again, but like a prince would. Should you truly wish to grant me such kindness, I would be honored to accept. That's better. I was worried for a second there. Don't be. I thought it all sounded quite elegant, actually. And I know you're leading an army now, but I hope we can still talk to each other like friends. At least when it's just the two of us. As do I. Thank you again, Chloe. Is that really the first one we've had between Elaine and Chloe? I think that's their C rank. Weird. First ranker. Whatever you want to call it. Got some bread for you, Elaine. Fresh out of the oven. Do you mean to say you're the one who made it? Sure do. Then forgive me, Lex, but I can't eat this. Why the hell not? Do you remember the last time you baked us bread? It was closer to biting into a rock than any sort of actual food. Oh, come on, that was ages ago. Here, I'll tear off half for you. It does appear to be quite soft inside. I'm just saying, this is incredible. See? I'm thinking I might even start a bakery once we're done with all this war stuff. Something's wrong with this bread you made, Lex. It's hard as stone. That's because you're not eating it right. It's a northern special meant to go with a nice hot bowl of soup. Really? Well, then maybe you should remember to tell people next time. Like I still have all my teeth after that. Does such a dish truly exist? Of course it doesn't, but only one of the 6 loaves I made only actually turned out good. Not sure why, though. It's just the same dough and everything. Perhaps you should hold off on that bakery for now, Lex. You know, at least he's making progress, it sounds like. It's always a good thing for him. Elaine and Rolf. There's some skill, Rolf, to be able to hit your mark from such a great distance. As I would hope for a lifelong hunter, yes. By the way, my prince, would you rather have fowl or boar for dinner? I can't say I have a preference, really. Just pick one, please. Why can't you decide? Alex asked me to gather provisions for him, but I found myself struck with an annoying case of decision paralysis. In that case, I should just be providing with the turkey you just shot. Excellent choice. Thank you, my prince. Hey, got that meat I asked you for? Indeed I do. Wild turkey from the local forest. Huh? I'm not sure I've ever cooked one of those. Thinking better off roasting it or tossing it in a stew. Do you mind if I take until morning to think it over? Morning? I'm supposed to be making dinner tonight! Again, it's part of the characters that you don't get to see. Like, Rolf being very bad at decision making. I know I have like all of Northern Cornea yet to loop around to, but we can do that later. Elaine and Travis! Surprised to find you buried in a nice book, Travis. Yeah? Reading's actually one of my favorite hobbies, I'll have you know. It's a little hard to keep up with nowadays. I used to have a huge library back home, filled to the floor to ceiling with any book you could ever want. It's all gone now, thanks to Zenora. I'm sorry to hear that. Don't be. We've lost everything in this war, too. And we're not the only ones. Just about the whole continent's been through the same ordeal. That's why it's so important we take back what's ours and get rid of Zenora once and for all. Right, you are. By the way, what is that you're reading there? Caught your eye, did it? It's only natural. Books have become quite a precious commodity given the dearth of scribes operating in our lands. I'll have to read it myself once they're finished. Huh. Didn't realize you even knew how. Which is entirely thanks to Joseph's mentorship, of course. I should at least remember well enough to manage. Then here, I'll let you have it now. I practically know this one by heart anyways. Just let me know if there's anything you're having trouble understanding. Thanks, Travis. Anytime. I'll be looking forward to hearing what you think of it. That does actually bring me up on one of my favorite things with the characters. It's not brought up terribly often, but the fact that a lot of the characters are just commoners, so there's a lot of people who can't read. So that's just such a nice little detail to have in there that you're not going to have everyone being able to read. In the medieval world, at least. And I said you got back there, all. Sorry? I'm not entirely sure what you're talking about. Yeah, I figured you didn't even realize it was happening. You know, I came up behind you in that last battle. You smacked him without so much as thinking about it. Didn't even use your staff, just a fist. I suppose my left hand does ache a bit. Knocked the guy out cold, too. Pretty good work for a fluke, if you ask me. Got tapped into that skill lock. Train you up to be a real bruiser. Please, never stand that close to me again. You saying you don't want to learn how to fight? Shame. Be glad to teach you. I'll not be undergoing any martial instruction, thank you. I've not enough time to hone my sorcery as it stands. Oh, come on, a little muscle will give that magic gears all the oomph you could ever need. Now quit your complaining and let's get started already. Please, no, someone help! Mother! I think I'm gonna enjoy this. Berenice is also a tremendous character. Again, there's a lot of these characters where, I'm gonna say it again, they're not necessarily the most in-depth characters out there, but they play into their archetypes well enough, they bounce off characters well enough, and the writing is good enough to help that. Hey, thank you, ma'am. Please, it is my pleasure. I scraped my leg real bad, Sharon. There, all better now. What seems to be the matter? Oh, my stomach hurts. Yeah, that's it. I appreciate it. Oh, no, you're game, pal. You're just making 6 a show. Like you can talk. I've never heard of going to a healer for a little scrape. Oh, not so loud, damn it. You think what you say if you hear talking like this? You're kind of still to be doing this, Sharon. Especially on a day you're meant to be resting. Yes, well, it's the only way I can feel I can repay my debt. Debt to whom? The orphanage here at Rondwort. It's where I was raised, actually. And though they received plenty of donations after Zanara invaded, there's still so much they need my help with. As I've noticed, yes. Don't say you're not exert yourself beyond your means. I won't. But if anyone should be making that request, it's me of you. Oh, do let me know if you've ever need of my healing. I'll be glad to assist you however I can. Always appreciate a dedicated healer in games like this. And, I mean, it's especially prevalent in games like Xenoblade. But like, dedicated healers aren't necessarily everyone's cup of tea. I think they're super useful though. So I'm very glad to have, what, 3 required clerics? So, what'd you think? In all honesty, it feels rather different than what I'm used to. No surprise there. Big story like this is a whole nother beast. You never train with one, you'll be all worn out after just a swing or two. As you noticed, yes. But hey, it's nothing a bit of practice can't solve. Perhaps so, yet I believe I'll be better off persisting with my current blade. As long as you've got something you're happy with, better be a specialist than try and spread yourself too thin. My thinking exactly. Though at times I've wondered if I should learn a variety of weapons to adapt to any situation we might come across. It's no small thing being that versatile, but if you're a real expert, you don't need to adapt, you overcome. By an expert, do you happen to be speaking of yourself? Sorry? Clive has noted your talent for that very phenomenon, Berenice. Confidence with which you cut down mounted opponents despite your inherent difficulties against them. I've witnessed it often as well. I must admit the skill you bear with that blade is seeing you turn even the most dire situations in your favor. Easy there, Lane. I didn't say all that just to fish for compliments. Any more of that and I might have started blushing. My point is, don't worry about how many weapons you can use. Focus on one, see where it takes you. I'll just do just that then. Thank you, Berenice. Anytime. Come on, we got training to get back to. Kind of see that as like an explanation for why you don't have like too much class variety. As in, like, you can't change class. You get what I'm saying. Ugh. That was a rather impressive sigh there, Monica. Something the matter? Apologies, my prince. I didn't expect anyone to actually hear that. I'll have you know it's something best to leave a woman to her misery. Sometimes it is. Forgive me, I merely thought to offer my help if you needed it. It's very kind of you. So happens I've received a letter from my grandfather, which details every last aspect of the very machinations Clive mentioned earlier. He wanted to thank me, and to apologize as well. Needless to say, I've already come to terms with the reality of the situation, but if he truly thinks a letter is enough to redress his failings, then he's dearly mistaken. I see your point, yes. Despite his impulsiveness, my grandfather is surely well-intentioned at heart, not a little too cunning for his own good. Sadly, he and his ilk are an increasingly rare breed among the nobility of our nation. As far as I can remember, the man has cared more for card games and horseback riding than inheritances or decorum. And thoughtless as he can be at times, he's always ready to risk his own well-being for the sake of others. As as he did when he chose to fund the liberation behind Zenora's back. Well, honestly, it's a miracle the old fox has lived as long as he has. I think I understand the reason for that sigh now, Monica. You're one of concern for your grandfather's safety. Enough about the sigh already, Owen. I'd appreciate if you kept this matter to yourself while you're at it. Yeah, we can't let two people knowing that you're feeling things, that you care about people. Everyone's a tsundere around here. I mean, not that I mind. I love me a good tsundere. There's a reason Toradora is one of the best anime ever. Elaine and Ridiel technically weren't outlined, but whatever. You ready to go now, Ridiel? I am. Sorry for making you come all this way to my house with me. Quickly everything's happening, I never really had the chance to say goodbye. And look, I grabbed a little something to remember my mom by. It's a marvelous painting, Ridiel. That's her, back when she was first showing up at the Knights of Alheim. And when she got a commission for next to nothing. You could hardly tell from looking at it, especially in the manner her sword gleams in the sunlight. It's really something, isn't it? I used to love it as a kid, spent hours upon hours staring at it just hanging there on the wall. Not that I ever dreamt of becoming a knight myself. Looking back on it now, I think it was all some kind of childish wonder. Admiration for a world I knew nothing about. But once I got older and started seeing for myself the kind of prejudiced half-elves like me face, I realized just how impossible reality this whole thing depicted. I'm sorry, Ridiel. After that, it was painful even looking at it, so I shoved it in my closet and tried to forget it instead. Kept it in there even after my mom died. But every once in a while, I'd dig it up and wonder what she'd think if she knew how I felt. If nothing else, I'm certain she would be happy to see you staring at it again, as you did when you were a child. You can only imagine how proud it would make her, too. To know how you've inherited her bitter struggle against Zenora. I wouldn't, too, in her memory. So yeah, still a little bit for her to get learnt about. And again, more characterization for us to get learnt about. Oh wow, we actually have some stuff around here. So what route did I take then? Probably just went in, up, and then... Yeah, no, I passed by here. Didn't grab it there, but yeah, I did move right from this way. Oh god. Why is this... Okay, like, Cressella is, like, not an important... Like, none of these towns over here are important at all, but there are so many rapport conversations in the area. Kitra, what hammer you're carrying. What about it? Is it not different from the one you normally wield? Can't say I remember seeing such intricate carvings on its handle. Yeah, you're right. I must have grabbed the wrong one from the armory this morning. Is there a reason you don't keep your weapon at your side, as most of our soldiers do? Well, the hammer's not like most other weapons. It barely can fit the thing in my tent. Besides, living next to something I've used for war would just give me nightmares, you know? Now that you have me considering whether I should even be keeping my sword with me. I'd say so. I mean, you've still got to sharpen and stuff, right? I don't have to do anything like that myself. And it seems the army is a fair choice, though taking the wrong weapon by mistake certainly could cause problems if battle to strike. Right, I almost forgot. Someone's probably out there looking for this. I better go give it back to him. I would thank for noticing, Prince. Come to think of it, the armory tent does hold a fair number of hammers. Perhaps just for no method of quickly telling them apart. Nah, I bet Joseph doesn't know anything. He's a big old, smelly, know-nothing. Rolfin Morden. Alright. Well then, so it's time to get to bed. You're joking, right? Not even a child goes to sleep this early. Besides, we've got an entire bottle of wine left. Forgive me, Morden. My daily routine starts rather early in the morning. First you're acting like a kid, now you're sounding older than I do. What's so important you have to skip out on a nice drink to wake up? To begin with, I plan to meditate in the nearby grove. Then I'll check the traps I've laid in the area, patrolling the perimeter of the camp all the while. After that, I intend to examine my equipment before moving on to a bit of archery practice. Alright, I get it. I'm used to doing drinking by myself anyways. I'm not sure I understand your frustration, Martin. I've already shared a glass with you. You say we both turn in now instead, and you can come accompany me in the morning. I'd say you've lost it. There's not a chance of getting to sleep this early. Well, you'll never know unless you try. Come, let's put that bottle away. You've got to be kidding. Get your damn hands off my wine! There's nothing quite like a brisk morning breeze. Says you, maybe. Suffering over here. I love Morden. Plus, he has a very easy voice to be distinct with. I don't think it actually matches his voice at all, but whatever. Wait, no! Ah! Is everything alright, Nina? Are you in danger? Okay, I think. But my omelet surely isn't. A small piece of eggshell fell into the pan while I was cooking, and it grew so flustered that it dropped the entire thing on the floor. Which explains the cacophony I heard as I was rushing over. Rather an artful mistake, I must say. There was nothing artful about it! Now that I think about it, perhaps the curse I put on you has come back to haunt me instead. Yes, the hope that I would be plagued by failed omelets for the rest of my life. I call you under quite the insult as well. And I'm sorry for it. It's not how I want to live, nor how I want to treat my allies. You know, put a piece of eggshell every now and then can provide ample nutritional benefit. Everything seems to have remained safely in the pan as well, perfectly unharmed despite its abrupt introduction to the floor. So you see, there's nothing to be upset about, not in the slightest. I appreciate you saying so, Your Highness. You're right, I can still salvage this meal yet. And that's precisely what I plan to do. Thank you for helping pull myself back together. There's nothing at all. Now, if you've need of a hand, I know an idle young prince who may be willing to lend his aid. Would you truly do that for me? But of course. It was such a fine opening act, I wouldn't dare miss the conclusion for all the world. When you put it like that, I expect it might be nice to have a bit of company. Then let us begin at once. Yes, Your Highness. Though first, I'm sorry for putting that curse on you. Pay it no mind, Nina. The only matter of time for now is watching a master chef conduct your work. Prepare to be amazed, my loyal assistant. I entirely forgot about Nina wishing eggshells upon all of our omelets. I do kind of wish we saw her sister again, though. Mie. Millie? However the hell you pronounce it. Millie. Mile. Milk. It's definitely that last one. Adele and Berenice. Huh? Hold on a moment. Is that you, Berenice? Ah, it is. We've not seen each other since you left the Order. Got booted from it, you mean? This means you're ready for the liberation now? It does. Time felt right now that my province is rid of its cruel lord. For me, though, carry quite the blade. I take you still bear a little interest in cavalry work, then? I'd rather stick to what I do best, yep. Me and horses don't really see eye to eye. I remember. The day of our training, spent more time on the ground than in a saddle. Amusing, yes. Still, none of us could ever match your skill with a blade. Good thing. The good thing is, the more being a knight than clomping around some dumb beast. Besides, I'm just a regular mercenary now, and for us, steel's the only thing that matters. That's fair, yeah. I'm sorry for even mentioning it. Saying you just stirred up some old memories. Don't worry about it. Gotta say though, it feels good being back on the same side. See you on the battlefield, Adele. I can't wait. And I'm pretty sure is it Adel? I think it's pronounced Adel in this game. It's either Adel or Adele. I don't remember exactly which. I'm just gonna hop on over to group home. Monica and Melisandre. Is that you, Monica? It feels like it's been ages since we last saw each other. Good day, Lady Melisandre. I heard your house had aligned itself with the liberation, but I never expected to see you march amidst our ranks yourself. I'm no lady with you. I'm just an old friend. Though I'll admit it's hard to think that 10 years have passed since the banquet at House Nordheim. A lot has changed in that time, of course. But I'm glad to see your hair is just as radiant and gold as always. You remain much the same as well, Melisandre. What do you mean? In our youth, it was obvious you were never quite like the other nobles. You may have struggled with decorum at times. You bore a keen eye for seeing matters as they truly were. Did I now? Tell me, do you recall what happened the eve of that banquet? He found his way into the manor proper, past every last one of our skilled sentries. While the rest of us strive to understand how, your gaze never left a quiet young gentleman in attendance. At times it seemed as though you were simply infatuated with him. It later grew clear that he was the one who had helped the thief inside. Someone you had suspected the man from the very beginning. Had I? I can't say I remember it myself. And though I welcome the praise, we both know what happened afterwards. I decided was to know rather than defend my home. So please, don't act like I'm some wonderful judge of character. If you insist. And you know what? That actually ends things off pretty perfectly timing-wise. But this one's right here, and we already can see it on here, so yeah. Elaine and Fran will end us off. Is everyone in your family able to ride griffins, Fran? Just me, actually. But my house has historically been known for such feats. Tradition that any girl who is born to the family seeks to join the Knights of the Rose. And ultimately, the Order will only take the best griffin riders we have to offer. For a couple of years, the house holds a trial to determine who that is. Test of skill to prove yourselves ready. It's an intriguing method indeed. It is. My cousin and I took all ours together a while back, but it turned out I was the only suitable candidate, because the others all failed to command their griffins. Yeah. My cousin then crashed into a tree, severely injuring herself in the process. They let their griffin run loose through our manor, tearing apart room by room as it went. You could barely call it a proper trial at all. No, I suppose not. To be honest, I didn't even ride particularly well myself. I was only deemed to be the best in our house by virtue of not being as horrible as everyone else. But I knew it was a shame it would bring our family if I failed to gain admission to the Knights of the Rose. So I trained tirelessly day after day until I was able to prove my merit and join the Order in true. Surely that dedication, she's thriving now for the liberation as well. I'm not sure if thriving is the best word, but I appreciate you saying so, even if it's not entirely true. I mean, she seems to have no problems with her griffin. I mean, that's just a gameplay thing mostly, but still. But that will do it for this time. And next time, we shall continue our rapport journey. Wow, what a shocker. But until then, see you guys later.